Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Alfred from Practical Code Academy. Welcome to a new video in the mini challenges series. And in today's challenge, to make this pricing page from the UI Design Daily. And we're going to create this project dynamically using JavaScript. So we're going to check to see if the user, when he check, either build annually or monthly, and we're going to change this prices based on his selection. So if he selected monthly, we're going to show these prices. If he selected annually, we're going to show different prices. I hope you're going to like this video, and let's get started. Okay, I'm going to have this page open here on the side. I'm going to create a new folder for our project. I'm going to call it pricing page. I'm going to open it with Visual Studio Code. Once I open it, I'm going to put it on the side like this. Close it here. Let me make a little bit more space. Now I'm going to start creating the files that I'm going to need. In that case, I'm going to need a markup file, which is index.html. Also going to need the styling sheet, which is style.css. And finally is going to be the JavaScript file, which is main.js. Inside the index.html, I'm going to create the markup. I'm going to start with the skeleton using emit, or the boilerplate. So this is going to be my boilerplate for the markup. I'm going to change the title here to pricing table. For the top part here, I'm going to start with this. So I'm going to start from the top bottom inside the screen here. I'm going to create a div. I'm going to give it a class top banner. And inside the top banner, we're going to have a paragraph, which is this paragraph having actually two paragraphs. So we're going to put each in a separate paragraphs. And I'm going to do your current plan. And I'm going to give it a class of current plan. Next, I'm going to have the paragraph, which is saying starter trial, then dot 500 MAUs, and I'm going to give this paragraph a class of plan type. Okay, we're done from this section, the markup for it. Next, I'm going to put everything here, these cards and the title and this toggle button here inside a container. So I'm going to create another div with a class of container. So inside this container, I'm going to start by heading 1, which I'm going to give it a class of title. I'm going to write in it choose a plan. Next, I'm going to create another division. So this division will have the two texts on side of the toggle button and the toggle button itself. So this div, I'm going to give it a class of toggle switch, which are going to have a span saying build. I'm gonna flip them. I'm gonna do build annually first. And the reason I'm flipping them, because as you can see, this toggle button is on the annually, however, it's showing the prices on monthly. So if I'm gonna start, if the selection is in this side will be annually or be monthly, in that case, that will be correct. I think this is wrong because he selected annually, however, giving you the prices monthly. So that's why the reason I'm flipping them here. So build annually is going to be the first here. Then the toggle button, which is going to be simply an input, which was a type of checkbox. And we're going to style it to look like a toggle button. I'm going to give it a class of toggle. And finally, the other span, which is billed monthly. So this is done. Now I'm going to start creating these cards. I'm going to wrap all the cards in a division called cards, or give it a class of cards. Inside the cards, I'm going to start with the first card. So it's a div with a class card. And I'm going to give it a specific ID, which I'm going to call it card 1. So this is the first card. I'm going to start with an h2. I'm going to give it a class of card title. So the h2 will be starter, which is this text over here, starter. Actually, let's make it an h1, not an h2, because I'm going to use the h2 for the pricing. I'm going to give it a class card price, and I'm going to give it an ID of starter price. And inside the h2 here, I'm going to put 19, which is $19. However, I also am going to put a span, because as you can see here, they didn't put it per what. However, they put per month in the next card, but this, I believe it should be also added here. So to add it, I'm going to do span. And inside the span, I'm going to do per month. We're going to change that dynamically later using JavaScript. Now I have a list here. As you can see, this is a list. So I'm going to create a UL tag. I'm going to give it a class of card plan. And in here, going to be an LI, which is going to be 500 MAUs, another LI, which is 3 projects, another LI, it's getting really tiny here, I can't read it, which is limited guide. Just going to keep copying multiple times. Second one is going to be unlimited flows, and then unlimited render themes, and finally is the email support. I did close the h2 tag, so let me move this a little bit. So here we're going to create this button, which is a button. I'm going to give it a type of button. Also, I'm going to give it a class of card BTN. Choose plan. And that's it. We're done from the first card, or the markup of the first card. We can copy it and paste it 2 more times, because we have 3 cards, and we're just going to edit them. So I'm going to put some comments here. Starter plan. Going to end here. Next is going to be the pro plan. And for the pro plan, I'm going to give it card 2. And also I'm going to give it a class of active, because this is the active plan, where you see it here. You have that it's highlighted with red. I'm going to change the title here to grow. Also, I'm going to change here the $19 to $99 per month. In that case, we have it also per month. As you can see, you don't have the UL directly after it. We have the select box, and we have a small note, and then come this UL. So I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to do select. Since we're selecting MA US. I'm just going to give it, I don't actually need the name tag here. We're not sending this to any of the servers. So I'm just going to put the ID as MAUS. This is the ID. And now we need an option tag. And the value is going to be 500. This is going to be our option, which is going to be 500 MAUs. We're going to copy it here multiple times. Then we're going to be 1,000 MAUs, 1,500 MAUs, 2,000 MAUs, and 2,500 MAUs. Also change the values over here. 100, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. And after the select, we're going to have a span. And this is the small red note here. So I'm going to give it a class of note, and which is going to be monthly active users. Okay. And now we're going to work on the UL, or the unsorted list here. I'll be saying all starter feature plus. There's a column. We still have the projects. It's going to be unlimited projects. And after that, unlimited fully customizable themes. Then unlimited, no, the last one is a dedicated customer success manager. Okay, we still have the button. However, the button also saying choose plan. So that's it for the second card. Everything looked perfect. We added the select box and the options and the note here. For the enterprise card, I'm going to give it the ID, the third card, which is card 3. We're going to say it here, enterprise. Also, for the price here, we're not going to add any price. We don't even need the ID. However, we're going to put the text that's saying, let's talk. Okay, for the card plan, or the list that associated to this enterprise list, we have all grow features. Also, we have unlimited MAUs. Dedicated environment. Enterprise account administration. And finally here, we're gonna have premium account and services. And we don't need the last one here, the last line. We're gonna take it out. And for that button, as you can see, it says contact us, not choose a plan. So the person needs to contact them. So I'm gonna put contact us. And that's pretty much it for the markup. All we need to do right now is hook up our JavaScript file. So I'm gonna add the script, source, main, and also for the styling, I need to link my styling sheet, which in that case is gonna be link. And the href here is style.css, and this is the markup that we're gonna work with. let's take a look at it by opening it in the live server. As you can see, here is our markup. It's not styled yet, but will be the next step we're going to work on right now. I'm actually noticed a typo here. I put a P instead of an O. So where is that? This is the pro plan here, monthly. Save it, and that gets fixed. Okay, now let's go to the styling, which is style.css. So I'm gonna first reset the browser default to typing asterisk. For universal selector, I'm gonna do margin 0, padding 0, and also box sizing, border box. I'm also want any element when it gets focus. I don't want the outline, so I'm gonna do the outline to be none. Where in that case for the buttons and select, and also for the checkbox here. For the UL, I want any UL on my page. In that case, it's going to be for the 3 cards. I want the list style to be none. Okay, now for the body tag, I want the font family. I'm going to put Arial. For the background color, I will go here. I'm going to use my color picker, and I'm going to select this color, and this is the code for that color. I'm just going to copy it, and this is going to be my background color. Save it. Now you barely can see the text, so I'm going to do the color of the text to be white. Now we can see them back. The height of the whole body tag or the whole page to be 100 view height, which is the 100% of the viewport. Also, I want the width to be 100%, and I want to display it as flex. Justify the content, center, and align items center. Okay, that's perfect. Now I will take this and I will position it as fixed. So it's going to be fixed in the top, similar to this part here. I'm going to select it with the class top banner. For the top banner, the background color, we can, using color picker here, get a color, paste it here with the hashtag. Let's see. I want the position. Actually, I'm not going to be doing fixed. I'm just going to do an absolute position. And I'm going to do the padding of the text inside it, 1.5 rem, top and bottom, and 4 rem, left and right. Okay, let's look better. But I need to position it on the top here. Since I did a position absolute, now it's not going to be in the document flow, and I can put it anywhere in my page. All I need to do is just top 0. That's going to put it on the top. Also, I'm going to do left to be 50%. I want to center it exactly in the center of the screen. And also transform, translate X negative 50%. And that will position it exactly in the middle of the screen. I also want to center the text, so I'm going to do text align center. And finally, I want to do border radius to be 0, because I want to round the corners here. So the top here 0, then the top right here 0 also. Then the bottom right, well, I'm going to give it 10 pixels. And also the bottom left here, I'm going to give it 10 pixels. And when I save that, as you can see, it's rounded, which is similar to what I have here. It's rounded on the bottom. Now let's style the text or the paragraphs that's inside them. So I'm going to select the top banner. And in the paragraph, which having a class of current plan, what I want to do is, let me put it back, the font size, I want it to be 0.75 rem, and the margin bottom, because I want to put some space between the top paragraph and the bottom paragraph, I'm going to go put half rem. And as you can see, the text gets smaller here. Now let's style the second paragraph, which is also a paragraph. I don't need to put the top banner in the beginning. So it's a paragraph with the class plan type. For the font family, for font size, I'm going to put 1 rem. Also, I'm going to do font weight to be a little bit thicker. I'm going to put 900. And now it's a bold text, as you can see. Okay, that's look pretty much similar to this one here. We good? Now I'm going to start styling this title here, and then the toggle switch here. So let's do the H1, which having a class of title. I'm going to do some letter spacing of 2 pixels. Also, margin bottom 1.5 rem. Good. However, I forget to style the whole container that's holding them. So I'm going to select the container class. And inside the container, all I need to do is just align the text to center. And I'm set the width for it to be 1100 pixels. And that's going to be the width of the whole container. Okay, next I'm going to do the toggle switch. Remember, the toggle switch is the division that's wrapping the 2 spans and the input checkbox. So for the toggle switch, I want to display it as flex, having 3 items, flex items. I want to set the height 30 pixels, the width to be 100%, justify the content in the center, and align items to the center. And also I'm going to do margin bottom, because I want to push the cards after this toggle switch. I'm going to give it 1.5 rem, similar to whatever we gave to the H1 title here. And that's look good. Now we're going to style the toggler itself, which is this checkbox. We give it a class of toggler, if you remember, or toggle. We give it toggle. Actually going to call it toggler. So I'm going to give it a toggler. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to make the appearance to be none. And as you can see, it disappeared now. Also, I'm just going to put some prefix for the Chrome web browser, which is going to be appearance none. Also, the prefix for the Firefox browser, which is Moz, appearance none. They're all the same thing, just different prefixes. Okay, I want to give it a width of 50 pixels. I want to give it a height of 25 pixels. I'm going to give it a background color, or just, background color. It is the same color we used here, so I'm going to copy it. Okay, and now we have this rectangle. I'm going to do the border radius to be 25 pixels, and this is going to round it. I want to do the margin, top and bottom 0, but I want to push here the spans a little bit on the sides. So I'm going to do 1 rem, and that looks better. And I want to select the position to be relative, because we want to, the circle inside it, we're going to position it as an absolute. And for the circle inside it, I'm going to use the toggler before pseudo selector, and in that case we don't want to add any content, so the content is empty. And for that circle that's inside here, I'm going to give it a width of 16 pixels. Also, you have to set the height the same number of pixels as the width. So the height 16 pixels. I'm going to give it a background color of white. I'm going to give it a position absolute. When I save this, as you can see it now, it starts inside my toggler. Okay, now I want to position it here. Before I position it, actually, let's make it rounded. So I'm going to do border radius 50%. And now it's going to turn out to circle. Let's do the top 50%. And also transform, translate y negative 50%. And that will make it exactly in the center of the parent element. And now it's in the center. Now the right, let's put it shifted to the right here. I'm going to put 4 pixels away from the right. And that looked perfect. It looked pretty much similar to the one we have in here. Now we want to check when the user click on it, because now we still have the status of checked or not. And we want when the user click on it and it checked to move it all the way to the left. So I can do that by selecting the toggler and check for the checked status. And if it's a checked, I want to move the before here to the other side here, because I put the right to be 4 pixels. Now I want to change that. So the before, now I want to change the right. And instead of 4 pixels, I'm going to put it almost to the center, which is 55%. Let's give it a try. As you can see now, you can toggle between build monthly or build annually, because when it's checked, you will move the right position. That's perfect. Let's do the cards, or the container for all the 3 cards. So the cards, which was a class, I want to display it as flex. I want to justify the content. I'm going to give it space between. Yep. And also I want to align the items center. I want to give it a width of 100%. Also the flex wrap be wrap. The height to be 100%. Now for every single card, so I'm going to access the card class, I want to set the height to be 500 pixels. And also I want the width to be 32%. The background of each card, or the background color, let's go grab the color from here. I'm going to take this color, paste it here, save it, and now here we are. We have the cards. Okay, we did what else we need to do? The corners, so we need to do the border radius. In that case, I'm going to put it 15 pixels. Okay, let's do some padding, which in that case is going to be 2 rem. That looks better. And also, let's do text align center. It's already centered, but I just want to add it here. Okay, now we're going to start targeting the price, the card title, and all the component of it inside each card. So the first thing is going to be the card title. For the card title, I want to do the font size 1.5 rem. That's going to make it smaller. Also for the font weight, I want to make it lighter. Font weight lighter. Save it. Now it's lighter, because in the original design here it was lighter than the price here. The margin bottom, I'm going to give it 1 rem. That's pretty much it for the title. Now let's do the price, which having a class of card price. For the price, I'm going to do font size 3 rem, and also text align center. Okay, now as you can see, the span gets bigger, and we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target the span inside it, inside this H2. Remember, this is an H2. So I'm going to select any H2 that having a direct child of span. I'm going to give it the font size of 1 rem. Save it, and that will fix this problem. And also notice the last one here have very big text compared here. The text is smaller than the price here. So I need to select the last one here, which is card 3, and I want to access the card 3. It's actually ID of card 3. I want to access the card price of it, and for the card price, I want to give it font size of 2 rem instead of 3, and that will make it smaller. Perfect. Now I'm going to start styling all the UL or unsorted lists here. So inside any card with a UL, I want to do text align, and instead of the center, I want to do it left. Okay. Also the font size, I'll do 0.9 rem. Good. Make it a little bit smaller. The font weight, also lighter. Make it lighter. Good. Now I want to give here the red bullet points for all of them. To do that, I'm gonna select the card UL, and before pseudo selector, and the content that I want here is this bullet point. So I can search for bullet point simple. I can take a copy and I can paste it inside my content here. So here's my bullet point. It's not similar to the dot. Your dot here, as you can see, is much smaller. Oops. So I search for the bullet point simple, and I just get the simple, copy it, and paste it here. We don't need this page anymore. So this is the content that we're going to add it before any of the UL list. Actually, it's not before the UL, before the LI. And now all the LIs having this bullet points. Okay, now let's do the margin right. I'm going to give it a little bit of margin, 0.5 rem. Good. The color of this bullet point, I'm going to use the same color here we keep using. That will turn them to red. Also, I'm going to increase the font size for them. So the font size, I'm going to give it 1.5 rem. Now, also for every single LI here, so I'm going to copy this selector, the UL, not the before. I want to do margin bottom of 0.5 rem. Push them a little bit. That look much better. Now I'm going to start styling these buttons here. So I'm going to access the card, BTN. I want to do margin top, 1 rem. I want to do the widths to be 100%. The background color, transparent. And also the border want to give it 1 pixel solid of that red color here that we're using. Save. Good. The color should be white. The font size, let's increase it a little bit. In that case, font size, I'm going to do 1 rem. Good. Padding, all the 4 corners 1 rem. And also the border radius, I want to give it 5 pixels. Card 1 ID, card BTN. When I hover over it, what I want to do is the background color to change it to this color here. So I'm accessing only the button that's inside the first card. And here, when I hover over it, it turned to red. The background turned to red. Also, I want to do it for the last card. So I'm going to put a comma, copy this, paste it here, and instead of card 1, it's going to be card 3. Let's check it. And take this out. And it's working here for card 1, card 3. And I didn't do it for the second card because it should be already highlighted, where we give it a class of active. So I'm going to select this class, which is active. And the active actually will give it to the whole card. So the active card, and I want to access the card BTN. And now it's look better. So that's look pretty much similar to whatever we're having here. I think we're missing something here. We didn't push the price here. So let's push it for the first card only. So for card, let me actually put it on the top here, exactly after the price. So card 1, card price. What I want to do, I want to push the margin bottom 4 rem. That's what's going to push it down. And this is the case that we're having here. There's a gap over here. And this is the gap we're adding here. Next, I want to style the select box here. And if you remember, we give it an ID of MAUs. So I'm going to target this ID. For the background color, just the background, I'm going to make it transparent. Save that. Color, it's going to be white. Also, the border color, in that case, the border is going to be like a light gray. So I'm going to put like a 545C, 5C. And this is light gray. I'm going to do a margin top because I want to push it down. So I'm going to do a margin top of 1 rem. That's perfect. Now I'm going to give it a width to be 100%. Great. Also, we'll give it some padding. And the padding is going to be 1 rem, top and bottom, 2 rem, left and right. And also, we'll increase the font size, in that case, 1 rem. And let me check it. Good. Let's do the border radius. In that case, it's going to be 5 pixels. Just round the corner a little bit. Good. Now for the options, as you can see when I click on it, you already have white text and white background. So I'm going to select any option. So I have a font size. I'm going to increase the font size of 1.2 rem. Also the background color to be dark gray, which is 333. And now we have this. So the user can select his number of MAUs. Let's put some spacing between the number and the MAUs here. And just put the space here. Save it. Good. Look much better. Now let's style this note over here. So we give it a class of note. And the color will be our color we used here, which is this color, and the font size, okay, 0.75 rem. Perfect. I want to do text align to the left. As you can see, it's not going to go in the left using text align left, and the reason for that, it's an inline element, so it's a span. So I need to display it as block in order to use text align with it. So text align only working with block level elements. So if I save that, as you can see right now, it will come here. Just gonna give it a little bit of margin to the top of 5 pixels. That's good. Now, this is our first card, and the second card, let's see so far how it looks. Okay, they look pretty much similar. This one here looks similar to this guy, and also toggler and the panner, everything looks similar here. Okay, now let's work in this list. For the card 2, or card number 2, which is an ID, card 2, I want to access the UL or style the UL. I want to give it a margin top of 3 rem. That is too much. Let's do 2 rem. It's also too much. 1 rem is good. So now it's going to push them a little bit down. Now on the bigger screen, it should be 3 rem. Let me fix this. Put here 3 rems. Save it. It will be pushed like this. However, in a bigger screen, it's going to be looked aligned like this guy. And we're going to fix this using media queries on a smaller screen. But for now, let's finish working. We know that's in big screen right now. It looked good. It looks similar to whatever we're having here. Now let's work on this guy. And this is very easy here. I'm going to access the card number 3, UL. I'm going to margin top. In that case to local. This is almost like a 7 rem. That was 7 rem. And this is actually an ID, not a class. That looked good. I need to push it a little bit down. So let's try 7.5. So now what I want to do is working on the responsive of this page to make it responsive. So to test the responsiveness of this page, I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to increase it, the width, and decrease the width slowly until I find the breakpoint. And the breakpoint look like it's here, which is 1112 pixels. So I'll take this copy, and I'm going to go to my code over here. I'm going to use media query. I'm going to do max width. I'm going to paste the number of pixels here. I'm going to do pixels. And what I want to do when the screen comes to the size, I want to go for the cards. I want to justify content, be center. As you can see now, they are collapsed. So I'm going to give them margin every single card. So I'm going to go for card, each separate card. What I want to do, I wanted to give it a margin of 2 rem. And if you take a look at it right now, they look nice. So that's what I want. This has been fixed. Now let's see our next breaking point. It looks like it's right here. This is actually can be fixed easy in the same breaking point that we have it. Here, we can make each card width, we can increase it a little bit by 40%. Now the card width will be a little bit bigger. And now when we decrease it, it looks like it's break right here, which is 844. I'm gonna copy this, go to my code. I'm gonna make another media query for that breakpoint, which is max width of this value, pixels. And now what I want to do, I want to select the card itself, every single card, and I want to give it a width of 50%. And once I do that, as you can see now, it's pushed everything down because it's going to be 50%. That look nice. If I keep decreasing, 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 look like it's going to break right here. 664. So I'm going to do 670 because it's breaking right here. As you can see, that the text will go on another line here. I'm going to do 670. So at media, max width. I'm going to paste it, pixels. And what I want to do, the top banner, I want to set the width to be like 70%. And for each card, I give it a width, let's say 90%. Not going to give it the 90% right here, so I can actually make it 80%. Let's go with 60%. Let's do also 70%. So it looks nice like this. I'm going to keep decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. Let's take a look here. That look nice. Look like it's right here, 47-ish, 472 something. So I'm just gonna do 500 pixel. So add media max width. .500 pixels and smaller. The top banner will have a width of 90%, and all the cards, every single card will have a width of 90%. Let's take a look at it. Look nice. Increase it. As you can see, now it's become responsive. It will adapt to the screen size. And let's test it for smaller devices. Let's do Galaxy 5, and it's working. Pixel 2, it's working. And iPhone 6, 7, and 8, it's working. Now I'm going to work on my JavaScript file. So I'm going to go here inside the JavaScript file. I don't need this anymore. Let's close it. And let's put it on the side right, like this. Inside the JavaScript file, or get hold or make some constants for this toggler, and also for the price of the starter and the price of the pro. So I'll start to get hold of all these elements from the DOM, from whatever the markup we put over here. So I'm going to create a constant. I'm going to call it toggler equal document dot query selector. I'm going to be selecting my toggler. Next, I'll be getting the constant of start plan or start price. Let's call it start price, which is equal document dot get element by ID. I think we give it on a price 1 here. Now we call it starter price, which is an ID. That's nice. So it's called starter price. Let's give it some space here. Good. I'm gonna copy this, paste it down here. Then I'm gonna do the pro price, which in that case gonna be the ID pro price. And this is the only three elements we need here. Actually, the span here is inside the prices because we added the span inside the H2, as you can see here. So when I get a hold on the whole H2, I can change its content or the markup inside it. And instead of 19 per month, I can change it to anything that I want. Okay, now I want to check the toggler. I want to listen for when the user changed this. When the user always click and change the status of is it checked or not. So I'm going to add an event listener, and the event that I'm interested in is change. I'm going to put my function using arrow function. Now I want to check the toggler. If it gets checked, which is initially is not checked. So when I load the page, this is the not checked status. So the not checked status is going to be for the months. However, if it's get checked, that's going to be for the annual or per year. So if it's get checked, I want to select my start price, and I want to access the inner HTML, and I'm going to put per year, it's going to be $200, and instead of $19, and I'm going to add a span per year. I'm going to close my span. And this is the markup that I want to add to it if the user bill it annually. Okay, this is for the start price or the starter price. Let me add it here, starter. And this is going to be starter. Good. Now let's copy that and do the pro price also will change. And in that case, I want to charge $1,000, and it's also will be per year. So that's the case when you're charging annually. Else, it's going to be the monthly. I'm going to copy these two values. I'm going to put them here. So per month, as you can see, it's already $19 per month. And for the pro price, it was $99 per month. And I save that, and let's give it a try. If I click here, nothing happened. And I actually did a mistake in my markup. The mistake that I made when I keep copying them, the cards, I never changed the ID over here. So this is the starter price, and this is going to be the pro price. And for the third card, we don't need an ID. Now let's give it a try. And as you can see, now it's changing per year, per month. And also here for the 99, it will be changing per year, per month. Let's add a little bit space here. Save it. And it's working perfect. So now in the bigger screen, you can toggle the price between the months and the year. And let's open it side by side. As you can see, they look pretty similar. Let me decrease the size here. And here's the final project. So this is the design that we work it out. And here is our final project. And we have it dynamically changing the price too. And also it's become more responsive in smaller devices. Now let's pick a challenge for the next video that I'm gonna make, so you can practice and try to see if you're gonna be able to do it by yourself or not. In case if you wasn't able to do it by yourself, it's fine. We're gonna do it together next time. So let's check one of these designs. We did this last time. What about this status? Should be an easy project, and we're gonna try to create a little bit animation to it when we're gonna do it in the next video. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you do like it, hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.